Hello everybody, this is GeGe. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a relaxing evening yoga flow. I hope that you enjoy it. All you need is your mat and yourself. So with all of that said, let's get started. You're in a seated position. Start by rolling the shoulders back and down the body, maybe closing down the eyes. Again, rolling back and down. Give me one more of those. Beautiful. And then placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Close down the eyes if you haven't already, and just take a second to ground down. Being conscious of your sit bones into the ground, your ankles. You've rolled out your mat, you've arrived. Take a deep breath in through the nose and all the way out through the mouth. We're going to take some counted breaths. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let the breathing go. Beautiful job. Now, as we're sat here, I want you to think of one person that you feel grateful for today. Just one person, it could be anybody. Really picture them in your mind's eye and sending thanks to them. And then one moment in this day that you have been grateful for. It can be as big or as small, as significant or as insignificant as you would like. Maybe let that lift the corners of the mouth and then blink open the eyes. Let's get started with some movement. So we're going to take a side body stretch. You can mirror me or you can go the other way. It really doesn't matter. Taking one hand to the ground, the other hand up and overhead, making sure that you are pressing the opposite hip down towards the ground and maybe looking up towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you're practicing today. And then gently taking it over towards the other side, keeping that top rib cage open. We're going to go one more time each side, moving with your breath. So you breathe in as you come through the center, and you breathe out as you come through your side body stretch. And then breathe in and breathe out. Gorgeous job. Coming back through center, let's take a gentle neck stretch. So tilting the head to one side. The same side that you've tilted the head, that arm is going to come to rest on the side of the head. Letting gravity just pull that hand down towards the head and the head down towards the shoulder. Allowing yourself to feel that stretch down the open side of the neck, breathing into it, and we roll the head through center and to the other side, repeating the same thing the other way. Noticing if there's any difference between the sides, if a side has more tension than the other. Without judgment, just taking note. and letting that go, rolling the head back through center. We're going to make our way to all fours position, tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip points, squeezing the belly button towards the spine and coming into a cat-cow. So dropping the belly, lifting the head, lifting the bum, and then arching. And you can make this as slow, as fluid as you'd like. You can stop in any sticky areas. You can take a circular motion. You don't have to copy me exactly. This is your practice, not mine. Really stretching through those sticky, tense parts of the body. I know it's potentially been a long day. It's okay, I've got you. From here, moving into a modified side plank, so extend the right leg back, pivot the left foot towards the left slightly, open the chest towards the right, and reach the right arm all the way up towards the sky. This is modified side plank. You have the option to lift that extended right leg and maybe even extend the right arm over the head close to the ear. If you're doing this, just make sure you're squeezing everything towards the midline, and then lowering with control, maybe taking a little cat-cow to reset between sides. And then we're going to take this to the other side, so extending your left leg back, opening out the chest towards the left, reaching the left arm up towards the sky and pivoting that right foot slightly towards the right for your stability, maybe extending that top leg and the top arm, finding a long line opening through the side body. And then coming down with control through center to your tabletop position, tuck the toes under, and let's make our way to our first downward facing dog. And here, start to take some organic movement, gently pedal out one foot and then the other. Nice generous bend into the knees, push the ground away to flatten out the shoulders, belly button towards the spine, and think of poking your bottom up towards the sky. From here, walking your way to the top of the mat, coming into a standing forward fold, you can allow a generous bend into the knees, maybe grab opposite elbows and take a gentle sway. Allow the belly to make contact with your thighs and let that be a comforting feeling. From here, rolling up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you reach the top, take a nice big roll of the shoulders and breathe out as they roll down the back body. We're going to go into some nice slow sun salutations. So breathing in, reach the arms all the way up, and exhale as you swan dive forward into your forward fold. Inhale, take a flat back position. Exhale, plant the palms into the ground, take yourself to a plank pose, lower down the knees, and we're going to do knees, chest, chin. So chest contacts the ground and then ripple through to a low cobra. Pushing back through your tabletop position, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog, taking a deep breath in and out. Take a couple more breaths here, linger, enjoy your downward facing dog. We're going to do that a couple more times, so make your way to your forward fold, whichever way you choose. Inhale, ripple up to your flat back position, and exhale, soften down. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, standing, and hands to heart center. We're going to keep flowing through this. Exhale to your swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step it back to plank pose, knees, chest, and chin. Really hug the elbows in towards the rib cage, and coming to that cobra, maybe you go a little bit higher this time, still hugging the elbows in. Pushing back through tabletop to your downward facing dog, taking several deep, yummy breaths in and out here. Look to the top of the mat, make your way there any way you wish to your forward fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Come to stand, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. You've got one more round just like this. Let's go. Inhale and exhale, moving with the breath, maybe closing the eyes, flat back, and exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step it back to plank pose. Knees down, chest down, hug the elbows in, ripple through. Maybe this time you're coming into an upward facing dog or a slightly fuller expression of a cobra, and then peel it back to your downward facing dog. Inhale And exhale. We are going to move our way into a little flow here. So reaching your right leg all the way up and back, the three-legged dog. And exhale, bring that foot between the hands. You can take several steps if you need to, and lower down the back knee. We're in a low lunge with the knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, make sure you're plugging those shoulders down and away from the ears, stretching through the left hip flexor, and then rolling back into a half splits position. Flex the front foot, straighten the front knee, slight bend. Inhale, roll it forward back to your lunge position. And try to find some flow here as you exhale and take it back to your half splits position. This time, as you roll it forward, you're going to lift the back knee, tuck the toes under, power through the legs and reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Take a deep breath in here. Lift the chest. Coming into warrior two, pivoting the back foot so that the back toes face the long edge of the mat, and then taking a side body stretch here, reversing your warrior two, keeping the bend into the front knee. As you exhale, pivot down and forward into your extended side angle. The bottom arm can either rest on the thigh or it can come down to the ground depending on your level of mobility. Inhale back to your warrior two and exhale, cartwheel the hands down, pivot on the back foot and take it back to downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everybody. We've got the same thing on the other side. So reaching the left leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, crunch that knee through center and coming into your low lunge with the back knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. And as you exhale, you find your flow again, coming to half splits. You always have the option to have the hands on blocks here to make these more accessible as well. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, flow it back. This time, as we roll it forward, you're going to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee, coming into your high crescent lunge. Here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up, really squeeze through the glutes for your balance and your stability. And as you exhale, opening out to warrior two, look over the front thumb, stretching it back into your reverse warrior two, keeping the bend into the front knee, and then taking it forward into your extended side angle, that front arm either resting on the thigh or touching down towards the ground, really opening up through that top rib cage, whichever version you are doing. Coming back through warrior two and cartwheel the hands down, wipe the slate clean, pivot on the back foot to come into your low lunge and stepping it back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everybody. Really pushing the ground away to lengthen through the spine and take some beautiful deep breaths. And option to bring the knees down, big toes to touch, extended child's pose, let the chest fall down the middle. Gently starting to move out of your child's pose, we're going to make our way back to downward facing dog, and we're going to repeat the flow we just did and then add on some little hip openers and quad openers towards the end of it. So reaching the right leg all the way up and back for your three-legged dog, and exhale, tucking the knee towards the chest as you bring it through between your hands and lower down the back knee. We've been here before. You're in your low lunge. Inhale. And exhale, flow it back, find your hamstring stretch in your half splits. Beautiful long spine as you go. Again, inhale, hip flexor stretch, opening up through the chest, and then exhale, half splits, magnetizing that chest towards the big toe. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, reach up for your high lunge. And exhale, let's move towards our warrior two, pushing the hands down, find tension in those arms. Inhale, reverse your warrior two. And exhale, find your extended side angle, whichever version it is, making sure that chest is open and that the shoulders are stacked. Beautiful. Coming back up through warrior two, Pivot on the back foot, cartwheel the hands down. You're back in your low lunge. I want you to reach the right arm back and open the chest. You can stay here, or you have the option to grab for the top of the left foot, coming into a quad stretch. A yoga strap can really help with this as well, looping the foot around the strap and pulling the strap towards you if you're not quite there with grabbing your foot. Letting that go with control, we're now going to heel toe the right foot out to the side of the mat, coming into a lizard pose. You can either be high up onto the hands or even on blocks, or you can come down to your elbows, really getting into that hip. So this is a real hip opener here. This can be quite uncomfortable for a lot of people. You have the option to lift the back knee if that feels better for you, or you can have the back knee down. Beautiful. Coming back onto the hands if you are down, and stepping it back to your downward facing dog. We're simply going to repeat that flow on the other side before we start to really chill it out. So left leg goes all the way up and back, three-legged dog, and exhale, we bring the left foot through between the hands, we lower down the back foot. Inhale, reach the arms up, open the chest, and exhale, back into your half splits position, magnetize the chest towards the big toe. Inhale, reaching the arms forward in your low lunge, and exhale, half splits. Inhale to roll it forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, reach the arms up into your high crescent lunge, and exhale, pushing the arms down into a strong warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior two, open the chest, and exhale, opening up into your extended side angle, still keeping a beautiful healthy bend into that front knee. Inhale, back through your warrior two, and wipe your slate clean, coming down to your low lunge. You can either take that open twist, the left arm reaches up and back. You can stay here, opening the chest, or you can grab the top of the right foot and find that quad stretch. Wherever you are, breathe. Let that rib cage expand. And then gently letting the foot go. We're going to open up into your lizard on your left side. So heel toe the left foot out towards the outer edge of the mat, maybe turning the foot out slightly, and find your version, aware that if one side you are down on your elbows, that may not necessarily be true for the other side, and face that without judgment, just information about your own body. Coming back onto the hands if you were down onto the elbows. Taking it back to a downward facing dog in your own time. And now, sweet relief, coming into a child's pose. You can either take the extended version, or you can do as I'm doing here. Knees are together and hands go backwards. Complete rest, complete surrender. Slowly starting to come out of your child's pose. I'm going to guide you into a couple of yin style poses to end the class. So the first of those will be a cobbler's pose, bringing the feet together and dropping the knees out like a book. You want this to be a position that you can hold for a little while, so I would recommend taking the feet away from you more so than you might do so in a Vinyasa class, and then leaning forward if that's possible for you. Let the palms rest open, facing up towards the ceiling. Let the spine curve and let everything relax totally. No tension in the hands or feet. Close the eyes and picture almost a melting feeling, like melting butter in a pan as you sink further down into the ground. We're going to take some slow, smooth breaths here. staying just a little bit longer. I know sometimes stillness can be uncomfortable, but take a moment, allow the mind to become quiet, allow yourself to focus on your breath and the sensations in the body. Slowly starting to come out of this, take your time. We're going to come into a yin style forward fold or caterpillar pose in yin. So taking the legs out in front of you, let the feet relax totally and start to fold over. Not forcing yourself into any position. If it's not comfortable for you to fold right now, you can stay upright. You can either place a comfortable pillow on your thighs and allow that to be what you relax over. Palms open, feet and toes completely relaxed, and notice if you are tensing or grinding your jaw. Don't hold your neck up, just let that completely release. Allow your spine to curve. Beautiful bend in the knees. And I'll leave you here for a couple of breaths. Last few moments in this pose, and start to make your way out very slowly. We're going to make our way down towards our backs. Really take your time, be very conscious of every movement you're making here, and then hug the knees in towards the chest and take a gentle rock from side to side, massaging the spine, massaging those back muscles. Nothing fast, actively slow it down. And from here, two options. You can either take it to a happy baby, holding onto the outsides or the insides of the feet and pressing the knees down towards the armpits, or you can simply hold onto the knees with the knees in an open position. Both of these are hip openers. One is not better than the other. Whichever version you're doing, you can invite some gentle movement in. Maybe extending one leg and then the other, or just gently rolling the hips around. Finding humor in the creaks and the cracks that you might hear. And then taking your time, we're going to move into our final resting pose, which is Shavasana. Extending the legs as wide and long as the mat, the arms as wide as the mat, and the palms face up to the ceiling. Gentle tuck of the chin in towards the chest, just to lengthen the back of the neck. Get yourself settled. If this isn't the Shavasana for you, maybe you're going to place a pillow behind the knees, and this might feel more comfortable for the lower back, or even placing the feet on the ground. I hope that you've enjoyed your practice. I'm going to leave you in Shavasana. Namaste.